How to apologize sincerely with us, Gail Nelson from Journey Counseling. Gail, thanks for sticking around. So one of the things we want to talk about is, so maybe there's something I really did mean to say, it may have offended you, but I meant what I said. How do you create that distinction and get my communication across, but also not offend that person?
Well, and there's something really interesting in the conflict management world where they teach us as mediators. So for every one thing somebody says, there's usually 3 to 6 meanings for what that thing means. So when we say that thing and then we think we know what the other party means, that's just simply ask. Okay, I heard you say this and I'm thinking that means, is that what you mean? Oh, it means that? And then here's this other one. Don't say the word but. Well, I thought I was clear, but, or I'm apologizing, but.
That
wipes
away.
out. Yeah, it does.
Wipes out the apology.
It does. So I'm sorry, and I'm really hoping we can be more clear with each other. I'm sorry, and in the future, if I do that, would you please let me know before it gets to this place where we're so upset with each other and we're not sharing anything anymore. People are very famous for avoiding. You know, if you know there's a relationship where you're just avoiding talking to somebody, that's probably a sign there's some offense sitting there that probably needs working over. An apology might be a good application for some healing.
And I think one of the most powerful things I've learned is that I'm responsible for my communication. So if something's landing in your world that's not making sense, then I'm not a good enough communicator to communicate to you what's trying to be communicated. And I think that really empowers both parties. It's like, okay, it's not that you don't get it, I'm just not communicating effectively. You want to speak to that?
Completely, right. There's so complicated meaning to words. So I can say a string of words and I know exactly what I mean, but if you had a different meaning for that string of words and we don't check out with each other, what did you mean by that? Well, I thought you meant, well, no, where'd you get that idea? And so, you know, a lot of times in a session, people will really have that opportunity to just slow it down and really check in with the other person. Did you know that's what I meant? No, I didn't have a clue that's what you were talking about. Where did that come from?
So do you need to be in a certain setting to apologize? I mean, do you need to take some quiet time with the other person, or what if it's at work?
Yeah.
You know, do you step away, go outside, or what do you?
Well, those are really great questions because there's so many different scenarios, isn't there? If you're working with your child, maybe that would be a nice time at bedtime where you're kind of running through the day and kind of figuring out, you know, did I really, you know, hurry you out the door this morning and you felt really bad all day long? I'm sorry, you know, it didn't feel good for me either. So check in with somebody. If it's with a spouse and you're trying to do all that while you're cooking dinner and yep, so many things going on, how about if we just take a walk? Or what if we just sit down for a while and have that opportunity to have that conversation? Coworkers can be a really interesting other scenario too. Sometimes supervisors aren't that good at helping each other with conflict. A situation yesterday where the supervisor said, you guys go to counseling, you guys figure it out. I'm like,
wow.
Oh, so they really, you know, kind of didn't probably do their supervisory management duty either. And yet, sometimes they've tried and they can't figure it out either. So I think we had a really good outcome yesterday where the person said, oh, well, what if I go back and I say, okay, and they were excited to have a new way to approach the problem.
And sometimes, and that's probably a good angle too, for the supervisor at least to acknowledge that it was beyond his or her help and they needed a little extra. They needed a counselor to help out.
And then those are
Sometimes
nice
that's okay.
opportunities just to have a better conversation. That's what we need to do. And an apology can be that. It can be that better conversation instead of leaving it with that jagged edge and everybody's upset and hurt.
We need you, Gail, because I don't know all these steps. I didn't know them until today. Now I've got my notes. So I'm guessing a lot of other people don't know them either. All right.
Do you want to practice?
I'm sorry, Chris.
Oh, that wasn't very sincere either, was it?
That was very sincere. You sold me, yeah.
I'll need to work on it a little bit. All right, Gail Nelson, Journey Counseling. Thank you, as always, for being here with us. Okay, we'll be right back with Kat Perkins.